So I'm just trying to figure out the timeline. Okay, so the 6 months ends and then you don't go back to the Y,
Right.
sounds like.
Right. Well, I wasn't like suddenly rolling in money and getting offers either. I did end up getting, at that time, a lot of interest, and I was working writing. So what I actually ended up doing was I was hired to rewrite other people's scripts. So I didn't sell my own, but a production company hired me to do some rewrites for a couple of Lifetime movies. Actually, yeah, a couple of Lifetime movies. They were doing Lifetime at the time. And so I did that, but it wasn't enough to completely pay the bills. And I didn't know if there was going to be more, because every time a project ends, you don't know when the next one's coming. So during that time, I decided I needed to maintain what I was doing during the day. I needed to be able to take these meetings with production companies. And part of working at the Y prevented me from doing that because of my responsibility there. So I basically needed a job that had less responsibility. So during that time, I worked for a temp company that catered to the entertainment industry. And so I could pick which days I wanted to work. And I was also bartending at night. And so, that was something that wouldn't interfere. And then I was waiting tables also. So kind of doing what a lot of people who come to LA and who want to be in the entertainment field do, because it was really hard to have the job where you could make a decent salary, because with that comes the responsibility, which precluded me, obviously, from being able to go and have the time I needed to write when I was on these projects. And eventually I could just quit those jobs one at a time, and got to the point where I was making a living just writing.
Wow. So would you say it was like a few years out, or?
Yeah, I would say that probably was 4 or 5 years, maybe, before I could get rid of all the other jobs. But during those 4 or 5 years, I was rather consistently working now on screenplays and building my body of work.
So you could almost sense that it's going to be around the corner.
Yeah.
Just didn't
know when.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. How are you dealing with being tired from working so many jobs? Because it's exhausting just getting ready for one of those jobs, but then you still have to keep your mind intact to do rewrites.
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, it helps when you're in your 20s.
That's true.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't think I did it in my 40s. But yeah, so in your 20s, you just have a lot more energy.
Sure, okay.
But also, again, the writing was what I looked forward to. So I would get up and I'd go to the job, because you have to go to the job, but then I would come home, and the writing was really something that energized me. And so I never really looked at it like I needed to be, that I was just too tired to write. I don't think I've ever really felt that, because for me, it's the thing that I just want to do all the time. Like, I'm always so much more comfortable with a pen in my hand and a piece of paper, and just in case I have an idea or something. So for me, it never felt like that.
I was just curious, were one of your parents super disciplined? Did you watch? Because you just have this amazing discipline.
I think both of them were. My parents, my dad was a very hard worker, and I think my sister and I both got our work ethic from him. He was a door-to-door insurance salesman back when they had those.
Right.
And he did very well, but he was always working. And my mom was the very much pro-education. She has a doctoral degree. And so I think we were just sort of this combination of, he never went to college, but he worked really hard. And my mom was all about, she has multiple degrees. And so we kind of were a mix of seeing both of those people in our lives. So.
And door to door, it sounds like you would have to be so like you would have to be your own taskmaster.
And he very much was that. He's very self-motivated.
Right, yeah, because you talk about that first knock on that door.
Yeah.
That would terrify me.
It would terrify me too. That's definitely not me. That's not my personality. But for him, he's the type of person who, people would say, he could sell ice to an Eskimo, because he's just that type of charismatic person, and he loves getting to know people and talking to them and selling them, and he loves selling things. So that for him was a great occupation, but very self-motivated, because you do have to get up every morning and you have to decide where you're going to go and who you're going to try to sell to, and he had a lot of control over that.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.